I'm not saying we should have got a book 3. I wish we would have got a book 3. But what I am saying is it probably would have been way more successful if it was a book 3 because people cared about the old characters. They don't care about the new characters. It's why they're bringing Robert Downey Jr. back in the new Avengers movie and Captain America, because those are the characters people care about, right?
Need a Piggy book 3. A Piggy, book that is going to get all of the OGs back on to playing Piggy. I don't think that Piggy in City is going to be that game that gets people playing it. I just remember waking up on a Saturday and waiting for those leaks to come out of the map that Minitoon was posting, finally getting onto it. It was just such a great moment of Piggy in its prime. And I think I've got an idea, and that basically is waiting for Piggy to be in a prime again. I do genuinely feel like there should be a Piggy book 3. I know that Minitoon doesn't want to do Piggy.
I agree. I think there should be a Piggy book 3. See, more players play Piggy than Piggy in the City. I'm not even kidding. It's actually true. See, Piggy in the City, 1,000 players. Main Piggy game, 11,000 players. I think Minitoon should bring back a book 3. Because we're still waiting for an update. And I also think that book 3 would have the easiest updates. You could just make a map in the cutscene, and then that's it. Publish. And we also got to leaks and theories to make out of it instead of Intercity, when you have to say what, because obviously with Intercity you can't do as much theories than the main Piggy game, because the main Piggy game you can guess what the next chapter is going to be. You can guess what's going to be next for the storyline. You can do more than the main Piggy game, but I mean, I see why Minitoon did a Piggy in the City. You want to try to do something new, but I just don't think people like Intercity that much, I'm going to be honest. Because they just like the old nostalgia and simple. And I think Intercity is a bit more complicated because you have to go quests. You have to go back and forwards. There's a large map. And there's 2 quests. And you also have armor and base building. And it's that's a bit more complicated than Piggy. Because Piggy, you only have to pick up an item. And then use the item. And then escape. And then you get your cutscene. So, I think the main Piggy game would be easier than Piggy in the City.
Piggy book 3 and stuff.
But that's just my opinion. Obviously, I understand why Minitoon wants to work on Piggy in the City. I know, it's lots of fun, and it's a cool game, and there's not a single game on Roblox that's like that, okay? But I still think
the nail on the head with how Piggy books, were released and how they were thought out and how they were done, and that was the absolute peak of Piggy. And like I said, I just don't think that Piggy in City is going to peak. I think that, I don't know, maybe it's going to quiet down, maybe the updates are going to slow down. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go, but
see, the problem is with Intercity, it's taking forever to get the next flipping main quest, even though it's been 5 years. I know I'm patient, okay, but it's I have to wait 6 months for the next main quest update. It's with the main Piggy game, you only have to wait 1 week, because in each chapter there's a new chapter. Or is it a month? It depends on the building quality, because sometimes Piggy in the City is going to be a big game, so obviously it's going to take a lot of months to make the next main quest, even though you've got it planned. But if you just do the main Piggy game, it will take a week, month, somewhere around that. And there used to be a Piggy chapter every week, and then with book 2 it's every month. Well, every couple weeks. So if there's a book 3, I will be a couple weeks.
Shall see. If Piggy becomes a peak prime game again, 100% I will be returning to Piggy and Flicks, because we know full well that the entire Piggy community will be back onto playing Piggy Book 3, for example. Like, I just feel like that is the best way forwards for Piggy and its future, is to get a Piggy Book 3 going. Whether that be Minitoon that does it, or whether that be another team. To be fair, I think that what should happen is Minitoon gets people to look after Piggy Intercity, because that is such a big game in its thing anyway, and I generally would love for Minitoon to work on a Piggy Book 3. I mean, you tell me in the comments, would you guys be the same?
I would love a book 3, but again, Minitoon has no plans, and I don't think he wants to repeat the same maps that we already had, so
prefer a Piggy Book 3 over a Piggy in City. And to be honest, it sounds like
what if they did both? Like, they get the the Piggy team to do a book 3, but they take like part of Intercity and make it into a chapter in book 3, while Minitoon also works on Intercity. So it's gonna be like Minitoon working on Intercity, and whatever Minitoon tells the Piggy developers, they will turn it into a chapter and put it in book 3, so they can work on 2 games at once. I think that would be cool.
Piggy Book 3 would be way easier to make than a Piggy in City anyway.
So, like an example, if Minitoon was working on the treetops, like in Piggy Book 3 Chapter 1 could be just the trees, the tree house, you know? I think that'd be cool.
I get and I understand that all of the Piggy in City, things are in place now, so updates should be much easier. I believe I saw that in a tweet from Minitoon. But for this game, for Piggy franchise to be back on its peak, I think we need a Piggy Book 3. That is something that would be genuinely...
And said, Creek, what would you do to make Piggy as big as it was in 2020? I would literally remake it with faster gameplay. All right, kids these days, they want faster gameplay. The main Piggy game, it's too slow for the kids these days. Make faster gameplay. You need to redo the story in some way to get the kids caught up, because again, they haven't played the original game. They have no idea what's going on. They don't know who Willow is. They don't know who Tio is. They don't know any of this. You got to redo it in some way to get the kids caught up. And then number 3, it has to be multiplayer. Roblox is a multiplayer platform. Should make a game where it's like Piggy and Forsaken had a baby in terms of gameplay, but you probably should make a game in terms of where Piggy and Forsaken had a baby in terms of game, because that's what kids like these days on Roblox.
Yeah, so if there's going to be a book 3, it has to be faster paced, basically. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below.